We are gonna regret a lot of things pretty soon. But if you know your true self and you've come to grips with what reality really is, or creating your own reality, not fantasy, but what reality actually is, seeing things objectively, but knowing that we live on multiple timelines at once. I mean, people believe different things while viewing the same event. Eventually, we are going to meet a collapse. Society's collapsing. Our currency is collapsing. Our healthcare systems are collapsing. People are being made out to be criminals when they aren't criminals. Criminals are made out to be a protected class. Citizens are an underclass in their own country. Foreign nationals are a protected class. And we're lied to. And they know that they're lying. And they know that we know that they're lying. And they still lie anyway. And I'm sick of the rat race. I'm sick of the 9 to 5. Go to work, 48 ounces of freedom, 48 hours of freedom. It's not sustainable. And we're all part of the same system that bogs us all down. Any race, any religion, any culture, we were all under the same umbrella that binds us together and holds us back. Yet, we're all fighting each other, and we're making it worse for ourselves. And people are afraid to speak up about a lot of things because that's the goal, to shut you up, silence you. I mean, I'm no one. I'm nothing in the grand scheme of things. That's not how I feel. I am a very confident person when it comes to what I believe because I try and learn every day about things, educate myself, see different perspectives, and enhance my knowledge while I can. But when you see the true nature of the beast that we're fighting, it's a big club. We're not in it. And instead of, people on the left fighting for a bigger government that they think is going to help them, and then there's people on the right that are slow walking that, thinking, oh, well, we can help you, but it's just a little bit. You just opt out of it. They don't want a sovereign individual. They want to offer you the solution to the problems that they created. And we're heading down a path of tribalism and destruction. And the only thing that comes of that is more control. So you have to find ways to become uncontrollable and create a community of people that are their own self-governable entities. We're searching for these leaders to help us when we are the leaders we've been looking for. You can create your own parallel economy, your own, trading and bartering system within, this community that you're in. But people are just learned, and we've been taught that we need governments and institutions and programs to help us or help. And you're always going to have less fortunate people, and you're going to need certain programs and organizations to help certain things, but they're putting us against each other purposely so we don't create our own. And I'm sometimes I feel like I'm one of the only people that sees certain things for what it is, or at least where I'm around. I mean, I'm you don't have to you don't have to agree with everyone you're around all the time or at all. But when you start to understand that you are more powerful than you realize, and you can control more of your own life in a smaller sense, you don't need all these outside factors, you know, controlling just your home, what you eat, what you drink, you know, who you involve your life with, you know. You still got to pay your taxes and all that, and but what you decide to put your energy towards and who you share that with, it doesn't need to be this giant race war coupled with a pandemic, climate change. It's how can you look around and not understand that this is all being fabricated, coinciding with each other for a greater purpose to control you and make you less of a sovereign individual. And that doesn't mean that, you know, we all need to be these strong, I'm me and this is it. When you are a strong individual, that lends you to have a stronger sense of community and create those bonds with people who bring their certain set of skills and ideas together to work for a common bond. Not this giant collectivism that they want us to have. Because forced collectivism and forced integration does not work. But when you choose to do that on your own, in your own way, that's true diversity and true power. And you create that on your own. And we're going to realize that when it's too late. Because they're silencing us, pushing us further away. People who are unelected or elected, the right-left paradigm doesn't really exist in our form of government. It does in the population, but you don't hear about it because when you see a Republican and a Democrat debating, there's no difference on certain things, but the left will get you there real quick, and the Republicans will try to appease everyone, and the ones who hate them will still hate them, and the ones that try to support them will be ignored. So when we sit here and fight over the same shit, we're only expanding our own demise. When we understand that you have to do it on your own, because there's no one gonna save you. Everyone thinks that they're gonna vote in the next savior. Just save yourself. There's so many innovative people out there right now on, social media or on their own websites, on YouTube, and all these other alternative platforms. And you probably haven't heard about half of them because if they promoted these people, their control over the narrative and over their agenda would be obsolete. Because there was a lot of people doing grassroots shit for their own communities and for what they care about to create a better version of society or for this country or for their state or for their street, I could walk down the street right now and get a pack of bacon from my neighbor and give him, some of the stuff that we grow in our garden. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. People probably have that out in there where they live. Other things. People who make soaps and, things like that. People who do, holistic medicine, and Everyone is doing things, natural things. People who have boys clubs or boys and girls clubs and community things, people who coach sports, people who, have a neighborhood watch organization, people who, those types of things. That's local. That's thinking and activating your own community. If I sound like a hypocrite, because I'm the type of person who will go on Twitter or whatever and I start bitching about everything, but that's my way to vent. I'm not out. I don't have a community organization, but it just takes that little spark to get people going. And I think there's more people out there that would latch onto that, but they just don't know where to start, or they don't know how to connect with other people. And a lot of it probably comes from self-censorship, because more people probably agree with the people they see that do put themselves out there, but they're afraid that their employer might see it, or their friends might disown them, or their families don't agree. You got one shot on this planet, and you don't know when your time comes. So if you have conviction about something, you probably should go out and do it, because this version of life that they're trying to create for us it's not sustainable. And if people want to live that way, I go do it somewhere. Create your utopia where you want to live. And I would never want to force someone to live the way I want to live, But I think people who have like-minded views should be able to congregate in their own places and just live and let live. But we do have way more in common than we realize. And we are being made to believe that we don't. And there's a reason that they push us all away and shove propaganda down our throats constantly, every single day. So it's all about perspective.